Good morning. Thought I'd do a quick little update um, on my aquaponics. Thought I'd start with the fish since the water is really cleared up nicely. We've had a lot of rain last couple weeks, so I've been able to top off my tank and my system with a lot of rainwater, and they really seem to like it. Um, As you can see, got a lot of activity. These catfish have really grown. I still got a majority of the goldfish. Basically, these are all the goldfish that have become, or at least, or staying too big for the catfish to eat. I don't imagine that'll stay true for too much longer. If you could see, I'm trying to keep the camera on the big guy in here. Hard to believe that he started off, or she started off at about 2 inches long. But if you've been following my posts, you'll recognize this catfish. I'm still feeding the flakes to the goldfish. They seem to like that. And the smaller catfish seem to like it too. They pick up any pieces that fall to the bottom. But I've started using this. I found this online. And this is great. I've been using it now for about 2 weeks. And they come in these tiny little, almost looks like dog food. They're really small, and most of them float, but the ones that do fall to the bottom, but just wait till I put this in. As soon as the catfish get a whiff of it, they start coming in, and the bluegill like it. I mean, all the fish like this. It has a real fishy odor to it. Really high in protein. Much higher than I was getting off the flake food. And it actually comes out to be pretty, quite a bit cheaper than any place I've found locally. Yeah, and as usual, when I say the catfish are going to go crazy, they're all hanging out at the bottom. It might be because I'm talking. When I feed them, I'm not usually talking to myself. Now it's finally starting to cool down here in far west Texas. Last night it got down to about 53, so I'm going to have to start to prepare for the winter here. Our winters are pretty short, but it does get below freezing, and I think it's going to be a wet winter this year, because they're saying we're going to have this El Nino weather effect. It's probably going to be the strongest they've seen in a long time. So we're probably going to get a lot of snow. So I aim on, I've been collecting a lot of the rainwater for refilling, because, you know, through just regular you know, the evaporation, I end up losing. During the summer, it seems like I was losing about 40 gallons a week. I don't imagine during the winter it's going to be much more than like half of that. But I definitely will be upping the number of plants I have in my aquaponics system, so not sure how much the plants will. I'm not going to be having any tomatoes this year, so I don't imagine it'll be consuming as much as when I had the tomato plant going. But I'll be using, you know, strictly rainwater and whatever snowfall I'm able to get to keep the levels up. I've got two 300 watt heaters in this tank. They're not on right now, but those will kick on once the temperatures start dipping to about 40, to keep the fish active and continue feeding and you know, having them grow. So by next spring I should be able to harvest maybe 2 or 3 of these. One of them's already big enough to eat. As you can see, the big one that I've had for, it's almost a year, and got 2 other ones in there. I mean, that one now has to be about 19, maybe 20 inches, and maybe 2.5 pounds. And the other 2, you know, they look like they're maybe 15, 16 inches, and they might be about a pound. And I've got 14 other, I think it's 14 or 16 other catfish in there. And it's amazing because they've have all grown. They were all really tiny when I got them. We're talking they were all about maybe 2 inches long when I got them, and now they're all pushing probably 4 inches. It's just amazing. This food that I found on Amazon. It's game chow, and it's specifically made, you know, for these type of fish. You know, you can see the protein. Yeah, it's much higher. I wasn't able to get anything higher than like 21, 23%. And I saw an immediate difference, not just in, I mean, the fish don't leave anything. They eat it all up, and I've been watching them growing in length and girth. Even the bluegill that I have in there, they've gotten quite a bit thicker. Now I'll be amazed to see, or interested to see how big, you know, I have a couple goldfish in there. They're big enough to where they can eat some of those. So I'll be interested to see how big they get through the winter. Normally these fish in the wild, you know, they'll go into a semi-dormant state as the temperature drops, and they won't move around as much, and they won't require as much food. But I'm going to keep the heat up, the temperature in the water, I'm also going to insulate around this container and put a top on it as well. So that should keep them active. Because, you know, I would like for them to, since our winters here are pretty mild, I should be able to pull off them, continue to feed them normally and grow them. You know, I'll be, as long as I can keep the heat up in the water, keep it up, you know, like around 70, 75 degrees. So that's what covers it here with the fish. So I'll pause right now and take you into what I have growing and what I've got planned for the aquaponics system. Alright, I'm inside. Can't see too well. This is my sump tank. This is about a 60 gallon. And if you've been following my posts, here's my tube system. It's all empty right now. I plan on start filling it. Kind of finish up on the fish. See, I threw some feed in here as well. I've got some really big catfish in here. One of the last times we came fishing, I managed to keep these guys alive all the way home, and mainly because I was tired and feeling lazy. I didn't feel like cleaning them, so I tossed about 8 catfish in here, the smallest one being about 20 inches. And there's one in here. He's like the boss. I haven't pulled him out. We've been eating them slowly. I'll pull one out every few days or so and get some nice fillets. But there's one in here that's about 3 feet long. I mean, he's probably barely. I mean, this container's about 4 feet by 2 feet, and he's still in there. But you know, I'm not in any hurry. I keep feeding them, keep them healthy, and they get plenty of water changes just like the other fish. And you know, they're contributing to the aquaponics system. But yeah, we've been eating these guys. I think I have 4 left in there. There were 8, and one of the times I pull one, I'll do a short video on that. What I've got going in here so far is I just replanted this. This is I believe it's a jalapeno plant, and it just sprouted. So I didn't want to waste it, so I went ahead and transplanted it in here. It's already been in here about 4 or 5 days. Really nice. It didn't go into any kind of shock at all, and it seems to be doing pretty well. We'll see how big that can get. I've also transplanted some of the carrots that I was growing, and mainly because I was interested to see what the difference is going to be in development of the carrots in aquaponics versus what I have growing in potted containers. This is just it's an ornamental pepper plant. As you can see, I haven't even taken it out of the pot. But you see this bright green growth. This is a new plant that has just started to flower. And this just popped out in the last maybe week and a half. It's really taken off. These others, I'm probably going to pull all the peppers off and dry them. And I've tasted them. They're kind of sweet. They're not hot at all. Like I said, I think they're mainly an ornamental. It's something that my mom had picked up. She went out shopping and she liked the way it looked and she got it. And so I, put it in here. What I got in here is some more carrots. And these are really doing well. I planted these probably about 3 weeks, transplanted them rather, from the container into here about 3 weeks ago versus this one. It's only about a week old. See, that one seems to be going, it has a little bit of shock, but it's got some new growth and it looks like it's recovering. But these are doing really well. And there's my pecan tree that is back at it again. But I plan on probably pulling, depending on the size of the carrots, pulling all these carrots probably within about a month. And I'm getting some new, what I plan on doing is to try to get a jump on next spring. I'm going to probably plant more peppers and have those in the containers. Now I got a large container that I'm going to get put into my system. You see, I just have these two containers, and I have this, the tubes, but I've got another container down here that I'm going to clean up and introduce into the system so I can get some more plants going. As soon as I get that all put together, I'll put another update. So that's about it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it wasn't too long, too boring. All right, thanks.